Good evening. I am Amadine Obewe. Now, tonight's conversation is a light one and a fun one about a personality in the music industry, the Yoruba music industry, the Yoruba media, and also the Yoruba influencing cycle. I'm speaking about the one and only Samuel Ogunleke, popularly known as Dokita Olamide. He is a presenter on Kaftan TV's Yoruba channel. He's a musician with his records going very far and wide. He's also an influencer, as his pages all across social media are filled with inspiration, music, and musings that a lot of people hang on to. Thousands of people listen, thousands of people tune in, thousands of people have been mesmerized by the sensation that is Dokita Olamide. Tonight he tells us about his story, his journey, and what it means to combine passions and interests and be successful while at it. All right, Dokita Olamide, welcome to Top Talk.
Good day, Amadine Obewe.
It's good to have you.
My pleasure.
All right, so let's talk about how you began your journey. You have, what I call it, fans across a region, so to speak. There are those who know you for your presenting as a journalist, and they tune in every day, calling, hundreds of calls just trying to get to you. And then you have, on the other hand, people who know you for music, and they also relate to you in that aspect. Going on over to your social media pages, and as an influencer, people always want to hear what you have to say. So how did you get here?
Well, I actually want to appreciate you for bringing me in here, in a way. And at the same time, I want to appreciate my fans, because without them, I will not be here anyway. And from here, we still have a long distance to journey, of which I would be thanking God. If not for God, all this would not happen. You start with God. I actually started from God, and I'm very sure that I'm going to end in God. So right from the beginning, I didn't see myself coming to this line. From the onset, from my childhood, I was a singer. I have been a singer in the church. So I've been a leader in the church right from 1999. I've been leading in church, leading service. So from there, I had a brother then who taught me how to lead. And at the same time, we used to go for crusade. I wasn't the one singing then. I just backed him up, So from there, people will be like, you can do it. Let's do it. So I began to be singing, and from there, people will start calling me instead of my brother. It's actually not my real my blood anyway. So that was how we started in Ogun State, as far back as 2002, 2003. Then we're still in secondary school, and everybody like, you have to come for a crusade. You have to come. It was free, 100% free. Even I used my money to join out this. Then later, when I wanted to work with custom, but it didn't work out because of my grammar. So that was when I realized that I need to venture into this music per se. So when I graduated from secondary school, as far back as 2006, I told my uncle, who happens to be my guardian, I need this. I've done almost everything I need to do for an album. But fortunately, because there is no unfortunate in my dictionary, I was unable to do that album. So I thank God I did not do it then, because I didn't mean I did it then. I might not have the opportunity of educating myself to this level, because the pride of, when you are not exposed and you are doing a job that need exposure, then you fail in the long run, because the stage that you suppose, or that is actually meant for you, might not be able to get there due to limited knowledge about what you are doing. So from there, I I left Ogun State for College of Education in Oyo State. So that was when I started this journalism anyway. I belonged to a press club and I was like, okay, fine, I can mix politics. So I mixed politics then. I tried all my best to release album, even to the extent that I wouldn't want to mention him anyway. But there are a lot of things that we do think about that, okay, we don't think about people that people can help. Amadi, I must be sincere to you. If God is not ready for you, no matter the number of rich people, wealthy people you know that knows you, there's even between knowing you and you knowing them. Even if you have the boat, you may not make it until the time is right. So I knew a lot of wealthy people then, like 4 of them that are really, 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 really wealthy. But despite my time staying with them, I actually became a vigilante just because I want to get in touch with a particular man then. And even haven't gotten to him, we sat down, he promised heaven and earth, but yet nothing. So, but I thank God that then, after my NC, I gave myself a target that I need to, continue this education. So it was when I got to Ondo State in the year 2014 that I started everything properly. But I was part of a school radio station, school TV station. I happen to be the course representative in my department and even the general course representative, and at the same time I involved in politics, which I happen to be the lead counsellor of my chamber. From there, so everybody begins to be knowing me that, you can do this. MC, I go. Music, I go. Then when it comes to politics, you still say Dokita Olamide is there. And when it comes to this communication, because everybody wants to hear their voice. So it was then I discovered that having been, I did not continue. I did not further my education. I would have actually lost this glory. So it is actually the education that God gave me the opportunity of embarking on that expose this talent, because I studied economics. I am an economist. So people were like, when I graduated from university, my lecturers, my HOD, they're still alive now, and I know very sure some of them will watch this interview and say, wow, this is our son. My lecturers in the department told me, Olamide, I said, sir, because there was some issue between us then. We're sorry because we never knew this is whom you were. But because of so reasons, we know very sure that this result is not what we are going to use in life. I sang for my lecturers, a doctor, when he was married. Another one, there were like 3 like that I actually did my job for, and perfectly they will always want to call me. So now mixing and trying to thrive in all these line, it's just combined in one.
Yeah, but that was my next question. How do you really do it? Because when you are, on air as a journalist, like you said, politics, you are there. And politics is seen as a very serious business, and you handle it. But then after you are done, you are singing or you are, doing one thing or another. So, how is it in your mind, switching from discussing, matters of national importance, and then, just hanging and being chill about the events and so on?
Well, it's just a matter of determination. Whatsoever you want to do in life, you must be passionately determined that I'm not going to derail from my set goal. I have goals, and that is why a lot of people do call, Dokita, you can change your pattern to this kind of pattern. I'm a gospel music artist. Change your pattern because of what you are doing. You're a politician. You can actually change your pattern to suit the political angle of. Yeah. But I will tell them, I have targets. I have goals. these are two different goals. There's difference between politics and music. So let the music aspect be music. So anytime, especially when I'm in the presence of God, I'm the type of person that I don't care about my worries when I'm in the presence of God. So I used that same energy when I want to switch from politics, things that matters, to music. So I forget everything about politics when I'm in music, when I'm actually singing, and immediately I switch to politics, then there's nothing about music. I give time, and I separated the time. And apart from that, you know, music and MC is actually different. So music and journalism is different. But the fact is, I have passion for talking. Anything that has to do with talk, oh God of mercy, that is what I have passion for. So, but I don't argue blindly like others. So, there is constructive, constructive criticism that I have done, you know, which people will actually see online. And as far as journalism is concerned, I never knew I would be a broadcaster. But, you know, when you have a zeal to talk, you're not like, okay, fine. What these people are doing, I can do it. I did not study Yoruba, neither did I study mass comm. But on getting to the podium that very day, you were like, okay, you can do this, you can do this. I said, okay, fine. You people should stand up. Let me just teach you how to do it. That was how I started. I taught a mass comm class. That this is how to present. You can present. This is very simple. And that was like, who could be doing this now? So that was how I started. So I know very sure that a lot of people will be like, how will you combine all these things together and still? But for me, it is as easy as anything.
All right, that's interesting. Let's talk about the language itself.
Okay.
You know, I've seen the excitement that people get when they call in, you know, to just speak to Dokita. And there's this, you know, what I call it, it's still a joy or a happiness when I see you and others, when they start speaking their language, there's this sense of closeness, like I have found my own, I have found a brother. So how exactly would you, you know, or what would you say about the way the Yoruba language connects, or what's special about this language? Especially for your hit program, Showonya, you know, we see the mannerisms, the way you talk and move, you know. So what about the language really makes it easy to have that explosive nature about it?
Well, as touches Yoruba language, I want to tell everybody that Yoruba is sweet, very, very sweet. And to those that understand this very well, you will always find joy in speaking Yoruba. Like on my program, I will say, Ojo pata 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 fe kokolu bataya pata pata apa pata dori apata ferana kata pata senu ojerana kata to se lori apata pata pata alapata binu si alapata apata ti alapata gbe soke tatata ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ onípata Ọlọ́run ba mi Èdùmàrè ni kò jẹ́ kí apata ti alapata gbe soke tatata pa alapata mi pata pata. It's just right. Like
I don't know what you said there, but it was interesting.
Of course. So it's just right, but when you have deep knowledge of the language, you understand the fact that Yoruba language is very easy to understand. One, then when you are speaking it in a manner that interests your colleague or your tribe men, they will always want to see you on the show. Like even English, you know, I mixed this language together. There is this one rhyme I used to say when I'm on show also, like I am Dokita Olamide, MC to Baski Yaski Miski Yaski Yagba Yaski, entertaining, refreshing and tantalizing. People will be like, what is Baski Yaski Miski Yaski? You know, like it's just like people are saying entertainment, education, information. How do I start that word? I was like, how do I gather these things so that people will actually get something interesting in it? And as far as Yoruba is concerned, I must be sincere to you, Amadi Nogbewe. I don't know any other language, but as far as Yoruba is concerned, anytime I see people speaking Yoruba, oh, my joy comes. And that joy, that's what I used to carry on set. With that joy, everybody will want to relate through, as in with that same process, not You know, if you are dulling me, I'll tell you, no. You are making me. You are actually dulling me. So and people will be like, okay, let's go now. So with that, the joy on my face when speaking Yoruba or when anchoring show that is Yoruba is actually much more compared to when I'm anchoring English shows. So people know that anyway.
It's interesting, you know, because it's not just the language now. You've added your specific blend to it. I wonder, do you ever feel the need to? You were speaking about music before.
Yep.
When it comes to presenting, do you ever feel the need to, you know, follow some kind of strict rules where people say, you know, you must be stiff, you must, you know, look serious. Do you ever feel the need to let go of that special blend that you've brought into it?
That's exactly my problem in this. It's not a problem, issue anyway. Let me just use the word unserious. I'm unserious. Even if I'm discussing something crucial, in a real life, I've not been a kind of very serious person to any discussion. So no matter the level of the argument, I'll still be smiling. So you telling me that I should stick to a particular principle, I'll be like, the question is, where are these principles written? And why is it a must? Somebody brought these principles. So we can actually blend ourselves to whatsoever, and it will still be the same thing, the same outcome or better outcome. So talk about whenever I'm talking about politics now, the people are saying, okay, I'm serious. I'll just be like, see, serious. But within me, I'm not very sure that I'm not that serious, you know. But Yoruba is just a kind of language that when you blend yourself with some proverbs, foundation terms, you'll be able to get along with whatsoever principle given to you to adhere with. Like we are talking now, despite the fact that it's a serious stuff, or you see me laughing, it's not intentional. It is built. So when something is
true
built,
to yourself.
I'm true to myself. So there is no, and that's why people will say we like injecting, but the question is, haven't they read the news? Haven't they listened to this same news that I'm about to analyze for them in other radio station, TV stations? Yes, they have. But the fact is, they want to see the smile. They want to. It is that joy that we are bringing that makes them to stick to their television station, to our channel. It is that joy. Even when I'm singing, whenever I'm singing, I bring in comedy. People will be like, why? You laugh. You know, there was a show I went to in this Abuja, I think early this year, that I was called to come and minister. So I got there. MC is there already. So the MC gave the mic to me, and I was like, oh God, what will I sing now? I think I'm tired of singing. People were like, no, everybody. People that were even sleeping, they were sleeping like that. No, you just have to sing for us. So, we pay you now. You know, that thing jazzed them up. And with that, I catched their attention. So I see sticking to a particular principle of, I can't just do it. It's not part of me.
That's fair enough. So my question now is, you know, how did you find your audience, and what's your advice to others out there? You know, someone might say Yoruba, that's one ethnic group within 200 and over 250 in one country in West Africa, in Africa,
in
Nigeria,
Nigeria,
you know, stuff like that. So people always feel like to reach the most people, I need to be the most, will I say common, or the most. Someone could say English has to be the way I will go, because at least billions of people understand English. How many people understand Yoruba? You know, it's similar to something going on at the moment. The musician Ashake released an album, I believe a week or two ago, and he upstaged, or he took over the top spot from global musicians like Dave. The previous time he did that, he also took over the charts from Beyonce. And his album is almost 50%, if not 70% Yoruba. So how do you find your audience, or what's your advice to people who want to do something but they feel this thing might be too small to get me the people I want?
Well, let me just tell you that when it comes to media, language barrier is not there. It's only when you are feeling inferior that your intention will not get across to people that you are actually doing it for. For me being a content creator, if you check my TikTok account, I speak Yoruba always, and I have over 60,000 followers. The question is, are they all Yoruba? No, but the way you present yourself would actually make people to look at, do I need to learn, or do I need to watch this thing? What do I need to? As that thing is coming, then what you give to them will now determine whether they will stick to you or leave you. It is not about language alone. It is about your passion. It is about what you are giving out, what you are dishing out. Somebody called me from, I think London is United Kingdom, right? Yeah. Somebody called from London. The person actually chatted me up through TikTok, and we're talking. He said he didn't understand in Yoruba, but the way I do pray that people around them do share that thing on their status, and he will just be saying amen, despite the fact that he didn't understand what I'm saying. And I said, okay, how do you get to know me? He said, it's from that prayer stuff. I was like, okay, fine. So what do you want me to do? He said, he wants me to be sending it to him. I was like, okay, what? If I'm sending it to you, you don't understand. He said, I just love seeing that face, the way you smile when you are. I was like, oh. Imagine Ashake, despite over 70% of his music being Yoruba, but when it comes to media, language barrier is not really the issue. But you must be a sensational person, and at the same time, you must be courageous enough to know that what you are carrying is not for Yoruba personally, despite the fact that you are speaking Yoruba, your language. And apart from that, you need to know very sure that whatever you are doing, and you are not putting passion, focus, attention to, if you are going like this, it will never get the result, bring out the result you wish for. So it is better that whatsoever you want to lay your hand upon, make sure that your target audience, you don't lose focus on them. And when you don't lose focus on them, give what you intend to give. So that by the time that content begin to be rolling out, you will not change. If you don't have content that can last for years, don't even dangle into it. So anytime you want to create something, whether it is your language or whatsoever, make sure that the content will go a long time before you didn't get other contents to give out. That's just me. But for me, I think I can speak English, I can speak Yoruba, but I prefer speaking Yoruba because it's my language that I understand better, and people understand that through me. But my music is always subtitled, so everybody can. If you don't understand the language, you see the subtitle, you see the wordings in that music, then you will be able to.
Thank you so much, Dokita Olamide. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And I'd like to say I'm also one of those fans. Just as I am with Ashake, even if I don't know exactly what is being said, I can feel the energy, and I believe that is what you are known for.
Thank
the energy, the passion, and all that. So thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
Láti pilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa, ìwọ lẹ rí mi láti pilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa. Ọlọ́run Abraham, Ọlọ́run Isaki, Ọlọ́run Jacobu, ìwọ lágbára mi láti pilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa. Bí mo bá rí jẹ lówùrọ̀ o, ìwọ ni. Bí mo bá rí jẹ lọ́sàn-án o, ìwọ ni. bá rí jẹ lálẹ́ o ìwọ ni bí n kò sì rí jẹ lóòrọ̀ lọ́sàn-án ratalẹ́ Jésù mi ìwọ ni bí mo bá rí o bí mo bá rí jẹ lówùrọ̀ o ìwọ ni bí mo bá rí jẹ lọ́sàn-án o ìwọ ni bí mo bá rí jẹ lálẹ́ o ìwọ ni bí n kò sì rí jẹ lóòrọ̀ lọ́sàn-án ratalẹ́.